Okay, so there's another phases of matter. Brownian motion. Now when you watch these videos you'll see that they're all about how little dots moving around. Okay, that's generally what they are. So little dots, and they move around in a random fashion. Okay, so this little dot here has been moving around in a random manner. And that's essentially what Brownian motion is. When you do your notes on this, okay, you need to look at the experimental setup, what was observed and the conclusions drawn from the experiment. So the experimental setup was pretty straightforward. You have something like a telescope, sorry, not a telescope, microscope, set up in such a way that you look at a slide or some sort of cell. Okay, so a cell is just some sort of clear perspex cube. Okay, and inside the cell we'll have a gas, some gas particles there, and underneath we'll have a strong light to shine light up through the thing. Now, what do you actually see? Well, you see these smoke particles that are down the bottom there, inside this. These smoke particles, that, like I mentioned before, are going to move in a random motion. So you sort of see them vibrate around, like that. Why do they do that? Well, they're getting hit by invisible particles. What are the invisible particles inside this cell? They are air particles. Now, air particles are so small you can't see them. So they are flying in, so there's a visible air particle. Let's give it a different colour. Here's my air particle, so small you can't see it. It's flying in and hitting that. And then another one comes in and hits it again. And so on. So heaps of collisions with air particles. And what it's showing is that everything has a kinetic energy, it's in constant motion. And they must be going quite fast because the particle you can see is massive. So these small particles that are smacking into it must be going fast to give you this visible change in direction.